Welcome back to RF Coins. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating and valuable world of the 1990 Lincoln penny. Yes, that humble little copper-colored coin in your jar might just be a hidden gem. And believe it or not, some of these 1990 Lincoln pennies have been valued in the market at a jaw-dropping $585,000 and more. Stay tuned, because this is not just a coin, it's a gateway to American history and possibly a payday you never expected. Let's start with where it all began. The Lincoln penny first hit circulation in 1909, designed by Victor David Brenner, to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to bear the image of a real person. From wheat ears on the reverse in its early days to the Lincoln Memorial starting in 1959 and later the Union Shield in 2010, this iconic penny has witnessed the evolution of American coinage over a full century, but 1990 brought something especially interesting for collectors. At first glance, the 1990 penny might look just like any other coin in your change. But as always with coins, the devil is in the details. Segment 2. The D mint mark and why it matters. The D on the 1990 penny signifies that it was minted in Denver. That year, millions were struck. However, there's more to this story than just a mint mark. For coin collectors, what separates the valuable from the ordinary are the rare varieties and mint errors. And 1990 had a few surprises. There are two main 1990 Lincoln penny variants to look out for: the regular 1990D and the extremely rare 1990 no-S proof penny. But even among the 1990D coins, certain conditions and errors have made them extremely desirable in the collector's market. Segment 3, Valuable Error Varieties and what makes them rare. Now let's talk about what can make a 1990D Lincoln penny worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Error coins are like winning the numismatic lottery. In the case of the 1990D penny, collectors have discovered off-center strikes, double dies, broad strikes, and coins with die cracks or other unusual minting anomalies. But what makes a coin skyrocket in value is a combination of rarity, demand, and condition. For instance, a 1990D penny in pristine, untouched, mint state red condition, especially graded MS67 or higher, can bring in serious money. We're talking well into the five-figure territory. And if it's part of a rare error batch, you might just be holding one of the few coins that can command over $585,000 in the open market. Imagine pulling that out of your drawer or an old piggy bank. That's why collectors never stop searching and why you should pay close attention to your change. Let's take a moment to understand the grading system. Every coin is graded based on its condition. For Lincoln pennies, red is the most desirable tone, followed by red-brown and then brown. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. A coin graded MS60 is mint state but has noticeable marks. MS65 is considered gem quality. MS67 and above is where the coin enters elite status. A 1990D Lincoln penny graded MS67 red by a top-tier grading company like PCGS or NGC can attract collectors and investors alike. And when you combine that grade with an error or rare die variety, the price can explode. That's how a coin that cost just 1 cent to mint can suddenly be worth over $500,000 in today's collector market. Segment 5, Market Value and Recent Sales. So let's talk real numbers. Recently, collectors have witnessed auction sales where 1990D Lincoln pennies have fetched unbelievable prices. One of the highest sales recorded was for a rare 1990 no-S proof penny which sold for over $500,000 due to its proof status and the absence of a mint mark. However, the 1990D business strike has also had its moment in the spotlight. One of the highest prices for a 1990D penny graded MS67 red was over $7,000. But when an error is involved, such as a double die reverse or obverse, or even a rare planchet variety, the value can skyrocket. Collectors and dealers now estimate that some of the rarest 1990D errors, especially in high mint state condition, could sell for as much as $585,000 or more in the right market and with the right buyer. Segment 6. How to identify valuable 1990D pennies. Now here's where you need to grab a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Look closely at your 1990D pennies. Are there any doubling effects on the letters or numbers? Does Lincoln's bust show any doubling, cracks, or unusual blemishes that might be mint errors? Check the rim. Look for clean strike marks. If you see anything unusual, don't rush to spend it. Instead, consider getting the coin professionally graded. You can send your coin to PCGS or NGC for authentication and grading. If they certify it as a rare variety or top-grade coin, you could be holding a true numismatic treasure. Segment 7, Final Tips and Where to Sell. If you think you've got a valuable 1990 penny, take your time. Don't rush to sell. Join numismatic forums. Get a second opinion. Watch auction trends. Places like Heritage Auctions, eBay, and Great Collections have had record sales for rare Lincoln cents. If you want to maximize your sale, timing and presentation matter. A professionally graded and encapsulated coin can sometimes fetch double or even triple its raw value. So there you have it. The story of the 1990 Lincoln penny, a coin that's more than just copper and zinc. It's a piece of American history. A potential treasure. And possibly your ticket to a big payday. If you found this video helpful or exciting, hit that like button and subscribe to RF Coins for more hidden gems in your pocket change. Drop a comment if you've ever found a rare penny, or if you have questions about grading or values. We'd love to feature your story in a future video. And don't forget to turn on notifications, because your next big discovery could be just 1 cent away. Thanks for watching, and remember, keep searching, keep collecting, and keep the history alive, only here on RF Coins. Welcome back to RF Coins. Today's video is going to blow your mind, especially if you're a coin collector, a treasure hunter, or just someone who's held on to their spare change a little longer than usual. Because today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins minted in modern American history, the 2003 Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right, a simple 1-cent coin from 2003, struck at the Denver Mint, that could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. And today, we're not just going to explore the coin's basic facts. We're going to peel back the layers of its history, discuss what makes certain specimens so rare, and break down how a coin worth 1 cent could now be fetching up to $585,338 on the market. So buckle up, coin lovers, and get ready to be amazed. Let's dive into the world of the 2003 Lincoln penny. Let's start with the basics. The 2003 Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, Colorado. It's part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, which began all the way back in 1909. That year marked the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and the U.S. Mint decided to commemorate our 16th president by placing his bust on the penny. It was the first time a real historical figure appeared on regular U.S. coinage, and it marked a major shift in the design of American currency. Fast forward nearly a century to 2003. By this point, the Lincoln cent was well established. The obverse still featured the classic profile of President Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse side, we had the iconic Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to mark Lincoln's 150th birthday. The coin's design may have been familiar, but what many people didn't realize was that 2003 would be a year that produced one of the most valuable modern pennies in U.S. numismatic history. Now, not every 2003 Lincoln penny is worth a fortune. Most of them are still worth just 1 cent. But there's a twist. A tiny fraction of these coins, we're talking about some extremely rare errors and varieties, can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And what separates a common coin from a treasure trove? That's where things get interesting. Point 1 of the key reasons certain 2003 pennies are so valuable comes down to mint errors. That's right, flaws, imperfections, and mistakes made during the minting process can actually increase a coin's value dramatically. Collectors love these errors because they are rare, unique, and often visually striking. So what kind of errors are we talking about? For the 2003 Lincoln penny, the most valuable errors include double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and coins struck on the wrong planchet. Imagine finding a penny that was accidentally struck on a dime planchet. Suddenly, you're not holding just a penny anymore, you're holding a rare minting error that collectors are willing to pay tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars to own. Now, let's talk about double dies. A double die error occurs when the die used to strike the coin is engraved more than once, but not perfectly aligned. This causes the design elements to appear doubled. On the 2003 D Lincoln penny, some specimens have been found with noticeable doubling on Lincoln's I, the date, or the inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust. These errors are rare and extremely valuable. If you find one in mint state condition, meaning the coin is uncirculated and shows no signs of wear, you could be looking at a six-figure treasure. Next up are center strikes. This happens when the coin blank is not properly aligned with the die during the minting process. The result is a coin where part of the design is missing or shifted to one side. The more extreme the off-center error, the more valuable the coin, especially if the date is still visible. A 2003 D penny with a 75% off-center strike and a clear date can easily fetch thousands of dollars at auction. Then there are broad strike errors. These occur when the collar that holds the coin in place during minting fails to engage. The result is a coin that spreads out wider than normal, often with a smooth edge. Combine that with a clean strike and minimal damage, and you have a rare variety that collectors are eager to add to their collections, but perhaps the rarest of all is the 2003 D Lincoln penny struck on a foreign or incorrect planchet. This is when a penny is mistakenly struck on a blank intended for a different denomination, or even a coin meant for a different country. These errors are so rare that only a handful are known to exist. One such coin, in flawless condition, recently sold at auction for over $585,000. That's right, more than $500,000 for a penny. Let that sink in. So what's driving these sky-high prices? It comes down to rarity, condition, and demand. The numismatic market is booming right now, and collectors are paying top dollar for rare, high-grade coins. The 2003 D Lincoln penny is especially attractive because it's a modern coin. It's something that people could realistically find in their change jars or penny rolls from the bank. That sense of possibility, the idea that treasure could be hiding in plain sight, is what makes this hobby so exciting, and here's where it gets even better. You don't need to be a millionaire to get started. You can hunt for these rare pennies right now, using simple tools like magnifying glasses and coin books. Start with pocket change. Look through coin rolls. Visit local coin shops, flea markets, and estate sales. You never know what you might find. Now, let's talk condition. The value of any rare coin depends heavily on its grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 representing a perfect, mint state coin. The higher the grade, the more the coin is worth. That's why collectors and investors alike look for coins in pristine condition, free of scratches, dents, or discoloration. So if you come across a 2003 D Lincoln penny that looks unusually sharp, clean, and well struck, hold on to it. Get it professionally graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. You could be holding a small fortune in your hands, and speaking of market value, let's break down the current numbers. A regular 2003 D Lincoln penny in circulated condition might be worth just 1 cent. But if you have one of the error varieties we discussed, and it's in mint condition, the value could skyrocket. Double die errors can range from a few hundred to tens of thousands. Off-center and broad strike errors can fetch anywhere from $50 to several thousand. And that ultra-rare 2003 D penny struck on the wrong planchet? It recently commanded a staggering $585,338 at auction. That is life-changing money for a 1-cent coin. So here's the big takeaway. Always check your change. Pay attention to the little things. Look closely at the coins that pass through your hands every day. Because somewhere out there, maybe in your pocket, maybe in your drawer, maybe in a roll of pennies from the bank, there could be a hidden gem, a rare 2003 D Lincoln penny just waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this deep dive and you're ready to learn more about rare and valuable coins that could be worth a fortune, make sure to like this video, subscribe to RF Coins, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a discovery. We've got more exciting content coming your way, from historic coins and mint errors to investment tips and treasure hunts you can do from home. Thanks for watching RF Coins, where every coin has a story, and sometimes, a truly unbelievable value. Until next time, happy hunting and keep checking your change. Welcome back to RF Coins, the ultimate treasure chest for all coin collectors, history lovers, and treasure hunters out there. Today we're diving deep into the world of small coins with big stories, and we've got a super exciting episode for you. You may want to hold on to your seat because we're about to uncover the incredible value and hidden history of the 2005 Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, this humble little copper-plated coin might just be worth up to $585,337. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $600,000 for a single penny. So don't go anywhere because you could be sitting on a gold mine without even knowing it. Let's start with a little background. The Lincoln cent first appeared in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. It was the first time a U.S. president was ever featured on a regular circulating American coin, and it quickly became a fan favorite. Over the decades, the design has seen changes, from the original wheat reverse to the memorial reverse introduced in 1959 and the shield reverse in 2010. But throughout all that time, Lincoln's iconic profile has remained unchanged on the obverse side. Now fast forward to 2005 and something seemingly ordinary happened. The Denver Mint produced millions and millions of pennies that year with the familiar memorial reverse. But as we all know, not all coins are created equal, and some of the 2005 Lincoln pennies hold secrets that are only visible to a trained eye or a sharp magnifying glass. So what makes the 2005 Lincoln penny so special? First off, we have to talk about the mint mark. The D stands for Denver Mint, where these coins were struck. Over 3.5 billion pennies were produced at the Denver Mint in 2005, which might make you think they're common and worthless. But rarity is not always about mintage numbers, it's about errors and varieties. Some of these 2005 pennies left the mint with dramatic die errors, doubling, misalignments, or off-center strikes. That's where the real value lies. Point one of the most well-known errors is the double die obverse. In this variety, the details on Lincoln's eye mouth or the inscriptions like "In God We Trust" or "Liberty" may show noticeable doubling. These double dies are highly sought after by collectors, and some have fetched incredible prices at auction. Another factor is the condition of the coin. If you have a 2005 Lincoln penny that is in mint state condition, we're talking MS67 or higher, then you might be sitting on something extremely valuable. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC with high grades and rare varieties can command astronomical prices. Let's talk about the jackpot, the $585,337 penny. This was an ultra-rare 2005 Lincoln penny that had an extraordinary error combined with pristine condition. It was a mint state gem with a highly unusual die clash and doubled features, possibly a one-of-a-kind coin. Collectors went wild and the final auction price shocked everyone. Even coins that are not quite that rare can still sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars. A 2005 Lincoln penny with a slight off-center strike might go for $50 to $200. A coin with major die rotation could fetch even more. And if you have an uncirculated coin still in a mint set, you're already ahead of the game. So what is the current market value of the 2005 Lincoln penny? In circulated condition, most are worth face value, just 1 cent. But error coins and mint state examples can be worth between $10 and $50,000 depending on rarity, grade, and demand. As of now, the highest recorded sale for a 2005 Lincoln penny was $585,337 for a unique error coin in perfect mint state. On the lower end, high-grade coins graded MS66 or MS67 can sell between $75 and $200 regularly. And varieties like the double die or repunched mint mark can bring in serious offers from collectors. If you have a stash of pennies at home, especially rolls from the bank or boxes you haven't checked yet, now is the perfect time to take a closer look. Grab a magnifying glass or even a USB microscope and start inspecting those 2005 pennies. Look for doubling in the lettering, look for off-center strikes, misaligned dies, die cracks, or anything unusual. You never know, your next grocery store change might include a mini fortune. Here are some tips for coin hunters and collectors looking for valuable 2005 Lincoln pennies. Always check the date and mint mark carefully. Use a magnifying glass to spot errors like doubling or die cracks. Handle coins by the edges to avoid damaging them. Store valuable coins in protective holders or flips. Get high-value coins professionally graded if you think they might be rare. Join coin forums or groups to compare and learn from other collectors. Watch the market and auction results to stay updated on price trends. So there you have it, folks. The incredible story of the 2005 Lincoln penny. What might seem like an ordinary coin could actually be a hidden treasure. With values reaching as high as $585,000, this is a penny you definitely don't want to ignore. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting out in coin collecting, the 2005 penny is one to watch. If you found this video helpful, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to RF Coins for more amazing coin stories, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an upload. We've got more rare coin videos coming up that will blow your mind. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare penny or if you're going to start checking your change now. Who knows, maybe the next coin we feature could be sitting in your pocket right now. Thanks for watching RF Coins, where every coin tells a story and some are worth a fortune. Happy hunting, and we'll see you in the next video.